Hey, what's up, guys? Today will be a little bit of a weird video, I guess. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make this video, but Mordian Glory uploaded like today or yesterday, I don't remember, pretty much reacting to a certain video. This isn't about drama or hate or anything, because I think drama is for children, especially social media drama. This is about responsibility and the health and safety of this community, and this is very important to me, and so I figured I should probably make a video. As many of you may know, a Warhammer YouTuber made a video basically advertising a course for research chemicals and kind of steroids, I suppose you could say. Uh, in this video, there were claims made such as there are little to no side effects, and that this certain individual has been receiving more female attention and is confident and seemingly has no regrets about these decisions. And this is his life. I'm not going to say you're a bad person for taking steroids or SARMs or any of that, because I don't think you are. I do not take anything. I take ashwagandha and creatine. Those are the only supplements I really have. The bottom line here is steroids are not safe to use. There is no point in taking these or even any other research chemicals if this is not a career path and something that you are going to make a living off of. There's unfortunately a lot of confidence issues going around in the fitness community, and a lot of young men and young women are becoming enhanced, and it's just very sad and unfortunate. These are not safe to consume, especially many research chemicals. Many research chemicals like SARMs and some peptides have very little to no human research done. That's very important to think about. These have only been researched on animals, so do not take those, please. Peptides, I can understand from a certain standpoint, specifically the ones that you use for healing injuries. I do not believe that you should be taking them past that, though. Steroids, even just testosterone, at low doses, even the lowest doses you could think of really, can cause and will cause neurotoxicity to a degree. This will be different depending on who you are, but it will still cause neurotoxicity, and if you take these drugs, your brain will be changed one way or another. That is a serious thing to think about, especially if you are going to be taking TRT, which is generally a lifelong thing. Roid rage is real, and people who abuse steroids, you can very much tell their mental state is different. Like I said, I do not think there's anything wrong with people who take steroids. I don't even think it's cheating, as long as you are honest about it. If you are honest about taking gear and being enhanced, there's nothing cheating about that. These people still work hard and they still diet, so it's not about that. You are not morally bad for taking gear of any kind. If it is not your career, it is not a good decision. These are life-changing drugs. Along with this, generally, taking these drugs can very easily lead down a path of addiction. A lot of young men and young women, and older people as well, have unfortunately been dying from taking these drugs, especially in bodybuilding. Bodybuilding has claimed a lot of young people's lives and is very sad. There are honestly generally not even investigations around these deaths, and it's a very big deal. A lot of bad things are happening around these things. Steroids and research chemicals and drugs have been glorified very much so in this community, and it's very unfortunate. Now, this is not a video for the fitness community because this is a Warhammer channel, and I do fitness, but I am trying to spread fitness and health in the Warhammer community. Advertising steroid and drug use is the opposite of spreading health and fitness. To claim, again, that these drugs are giving you essentially no side effects and you are getting more female attention is very irresponsible and honestly is a sickening way to use your influence, because you are speaking to the Warhammer community, which, let's be honest, we're all nerds. we've all struggled with confidence and getting the attention of females. I am married, and I don't do steroids. I am happily married, and there, yeah, I suppose you see what I'm saying. You are advertising something that can be harmful, something that is harmful to a group of people who potentially lack confidence, lack female attention, are not proud of their bodies, and you're giving them these miracle drugs that will turn their bodies into what they want, into space marines or custodies. It's just very sad for me to see, and I cannot support it, and I must speak about it because I do not want people to die. I do not want people to become addicted to these drugs. I do not want people to change their lives because they're taking the advice of a Warhammer YouTuber on what steroids and research chemicals to take. There is no point to follow anybody's advice other than someone who has years, even decades, of experience in this realm. If you are so desperate to learn about steroids, you need to consult a doctor, a coach who has years, again decades, of experience in this realm, specifically bodybuilding or powerlifting. So that means that they would have used these things, and they would have done a lot of research on their own and personally learned a lot about these things. Thirdly, if you absolutely want to learn about drugs like these, you should be looking at Victor Black, his Victor Black Academy, something like that, because his models are the safer use models. In fact, I was considering taking steroids probably around the age of 21, 22. I'm 25 now. And finding Victor Black actually steered me away. I am part of his academy. I've learned from him. Seriously, he does a lot of good in the community, and from him, I learned how neurotoxic steroids can be. So a course on steroids actually took me away from wanting to do steroids. On the topic of SARMs, I kind of touched that already. There is essentially no human drug use. There's essentially no human research done for a lot of SARMs, and there's really no point of taking them. I also have learned that from Victor Black. When I was 21, 22, again, I took Ostarine and MK677. MK677 is a growth hormone secretagogue, and Ostarine is a SARM. I probably gained 1 or 2 pounds of muscle because these are very mild things. Do I regret it? Yes, it was a stupid decision. I'm technically not natural, if you want to say that. That's fine. Like I said, I gained maybe 1 or 2 pounds of muscle, and since last year and the year before, when I got an actual bodybuilding coach and he taught me how to eat and how to train correctly, I've gained probably 10 pounds of muscle naturally. Taking steroids, drugs in general, because you don't look the way you want to look, you're hitting a plateau, it just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I've gained probably 5 to 10 pounds of muscle in the last year or two just from finding a coach and learning the correct way to do this naturally. The YouTuber in question was certainly not at his natural limit. He was certainly not training hard enough, as can be seen by how strong he is while on steroids. And this should not be something to look up to. Should not be something to follow. At the moment, I am about 179 pounds. I'm pretty fat right now, not gonna lie. I'm 5'4". I am setting myself up to hit PRs in the next couple weeks, and I'm expecting a 315 bench, a 405 squat, a 225 overhead press, and potentially somewhere between 470 to 500 pound deadlift. This is done naturally. After my cut, I plan to look very good, and I'll be happy with how I look. Please do not compare yourself to others. You can use others as motivation, but do not compare yourself to others and feel anguish because you do not look like them. I struggled with this much in the past. Like I said, around 2021, I even took that Ostarine for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever the amount was. Again, stupid decision. And it's just not how to look at things. I'm now happy with how I look, even though I'm kind of fat right now, and that's okay. Because I know that I've gained muscle, and that when I cut down, I'll be looking good. I do not compare myself to others. I compare myself to myself. Will I do steroids in the future? Probably not. There's a potentiality for it, but probably not. The only reason I would do them is if the fitness thing really was my main objective, and if I wanted to really compete in the high level of bodybuilding. As you can see, I've done bodybuilding. You can see back there the trophies. I've done a natural show. I would only want to do steroids for those reasons, and if I wanted to coach other people on how to take their cycles. And even then, I would not be coaching these people until I had done an entire cycle of bodybuilding, and I have taken drugs for years. Again, I probably will not do these things, because A, I would like to remain fertile, which is possible on drugs, but it requires extra work, and it is still risky. And I do not want to change my brain. I quite value my mind and my personality, and I do not want to change this with mind-altering drugs. Again, there is no point of following the advice of anyone on steroids unless they are a certified coach. Well, certified is a hard thing to say for steroids because there's no real certification for that. But anyways, a coach who has years, again, decades of experience in these things. And just go to Victor Black's website, Victor Black Masterclass Academy, something like that, and you can learn about safer use there. He will even tell you in the first parts of his opening video, before you take steroids, there's completely no point if you have not completely learned everything you can about your diet and your training and your recovery. If you are not doing all of those things perfectly, then why would you take steroids? Taking these for a shortcut to success is foolish and has life-altering changes. It will change your life potentially forever and could kill you and lead to addiction. There's a lot of fear-mongering around steroids, and a lot of the things you learned as maybe a kid are not true, especially if you're safe with them. But that does not mean that there are no side effects. There are side effects, especially in the long term. You need to think about the long term of your life. It is very important. Gaining 20 pounds of muscle to look good this year or next will not be worth it when you're 70 years old. You will look back and you will regret your decision. If this is not your career, if this is not something you are making a living off of, do not take any chemicals of such. There is no point. I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I want to get the point across that it is irresponsible and it is a foolish decision. You can look very good naturally. You can make a lot of progress naturally. You just need to put the time in and put the work in and find a reliable coach who will teach you how to eat and how to train. I hope this made sense and this wasn't too incomprehensible. I do not have a script. I am just talking. So yeah, it's kind of insane to me that I'm making this video, but here we are. Please be responsible. Please take your health very seriously. There are people who love you. You will have people in the future who love you and potentially depend on you. This is very serious and very important. And please think about these things before you do anything. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Train hard. Eat well. Sleep lots. Okay? That's all you gotta do to be jacked, alright? That's really all you gotta do. Here's a little front double bicep for you. Like I said, I'm pretty fluffy right now, but you know what? I don't care. And I'm having fun. And I've gained lots of muscle, and I'm really happy about it. Be happy with the progress you make. Enjoy the journey. All of that. If you want to learn more about lifting and you want some good advice, I would recommend YouTube channels like The Buff Dudes, Vitruvian Physique, John Meadows, may he rest in peace, Grimdark Gains, our podcast. We have one whole episode out, so you could watch that if you want. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. Feel free to DM me. I will give you free advice. I will help you with whatever you need help with. Just send me a DM and I'll try to give you some advice. If you want to get serious about something, DM a very experienced coach who has many clients that he can show you of their success and that he can show you of his own success or her. That's very important. All right, please make sure your coach has a portfolio of success of some kind. I will probably never coach enhanced lifting, and that is maybe just because of where coaching is going. So I don't see it as worth it for me to take steroids for 5 years so that I can coach people in 5 years. I coach people for natural things, for natural lifting and becoming healthier, but that's all I do. And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on any chemicals or steroids. Even if I took them for a year, I would still not feel morally okay with teaching other people on how to take them. Please look into Victor Black if you really want to learn more about this stuff, and he will tell you the truth about it. And if you still want to take it after learning everything about it, then that's your decision. You're not a bad person for that. I don't think it's a good decision, but you're not a bad person. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do love you guys a lot. Sorry this was long-winded, and if I repeated myself a lot, I hope this made sense and that you take something from it. Alright. Keep working hard out there. I'll see you again. Love you guys. Bye-bye.